Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Let me just get
Hello.
us full frame. 2 seconds. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Why are we like this? This is bizarre. Let me try and get this off.
Wow, the intro is nice.
You like it?
Mm.
It's a little bit different. Hold
I'm
on.
gonna
Where
have
is
to
this?
learn how to work the system.
Go. We are fully visible. How are you today? Hello, everyone in the side chat. How are
Hello,
you?
side chat. I'm doing great. How are you, Victoria?
I'm all good. All good. Yep, yep, yep. Busy, busy, busy. Late night tonight.
Yeah,
How's your week been?
it's been great. My husband's been off all week, so we've been playing and going to the movies and doing all kinds of stuff without the little one.
Oh, nice, nice. Some hubby and wife time is very important,
Yes,
isn't it?
so fun.
Well, what a week it has been, guys. I mean, the Diddy stuff, we all knew it was coming. We always were fully prepared for him to be arrested, but the takedown is going to be immense, and all the people associated with Diddy are going to be shaking in their boots right now. How do you feel about this one, Lady Letitia? Because he's
Oh,
closer to you than he is to me.
yes. OMG. That is all we're talking about over here is
Wow.
P. Diddy getting arrested. He doesn't have bail. He's in trouble. He's in some serious trouble. The charges that they have for him are serious.
Yes, so he has been charged for racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or
Force.
coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitute. And he faces a minimum of 15 years in prison, right? So,
Yes, that's a
and
minimum.
minimum. So, maximum, we're looking at life, right? For this
Yeah.
dude. And this he's been doing this in plain sight now for over 16 years or longer than
Yeah.
that. We don't know how long he's been
I
doing it
heard he
for.
was doing it this year too. Like he was
Oh
doing it
yeah.
at the beginning of this year. He was still rocking and rolling.
And this is the thing with Diddy. He has been very open and shown us who he has been for years and years and years. We've seen the Usher grooming the very beginning when he took
Yes.
Usher under his wing. And he was a young boy of 14 that went to stay with Diddy, and he was his mentor. And he saw all these unspeakable things within the house, and it's
Yeah.
just an unwritten rule not to say anything to
Right.
anyone. And why is he taking young boys under his wing anyway and letting them live with him? Isn't that bizarre in itself?
It is
Isn't
very
that odd?
bizarre because why would you want these young men to be influenced by you with all this derogatory things you have going on? You would think that he would keep them away from him because he doesn't want them to be influenced by him. But it's the other way around. It's almost like, look at the life I can have. You can have it too. Like it's cool to do the things that he has done.
Well, with his power, he became a lot of leniency in the way he behaved. He's I think as you get larger and larger within the industry, you have this you don't have any fear because no one touches you, no one questions you. And
Untouchable.
again, he was did the same thing with Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
And there was that video out with Justin Bieber where he was on his knees in a club doing the unspeakable with another rapper or another. I think it might have been a basketball player, and
Wow.
he got up, and I we can't show the video because for some reason at the moment I'm getting copyright claimed left, right, and centre.
Oh, wow.
But he gets up and he wipes his mouth. You know what this is,
No.
Lady Letitia. Yes, 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 yes. And the boy looked like he was petrified. I must say, he was either petrified or off his face on something other than just drink.
Wow. And I
Yeah.
think that affected him even to today. I think that Justin Bieber hanging out with P. Diddy affected him mentally in some way.
100%, because what are you going to say no to somebody that powerful and that has that much influence?
Right.
You would be scared if you went up against Diddy that he could shut you down, and we know in some cases he has shut people down before. And who is he shut down? The chat show host, the one that got very sick recently, the one that's friends with Black China. I've forgotten her name, Lady Letitia. She was completely cancelled. Jaguar Wright was cancelled as well.
Oh, wow.
And we must applaud Jaguar Wright, because this woman, everything she says, and I've seen all of her YouTube clips and her videos out there on the internet, this woman speaks facts. Everything she says comes to light. You know,
Wow.
and there is more to this Diddy case than meets the eye. And
Yes.
I'll tell you, Wendy Williams, Sharon, you're an
Wendy.
absolute genius, Sharon. Thank you, Wendy Williams. Thank you, thank you very much. It was there somewhere. Yes, he completely went for her, shut her down. And I think this is what he does throughout his career. And look at what he did to his all of his previous partners. We saw the video of him beating Cassie in the room and near the elevator, dragging her. And what he does to hide his behavior is he pays people off, and most people will be bought. That's a fact.
Because the hotel was paid off, and that's why he didn't get charged for that. They paid him off, but the video leaked to CNN.
Yes. And this is how he has been able to hide his behavior for such a long time, because if anyone comes up against him and questions his morality, he shuts them down with cash. And now a lot of people will take a payout because they know if it goes to court, he's got the best lawyers. Are they going to win? If it's a one person up against a complete mogul, a music mogul, is that going to happen? Are they really going to get a good outcome from that? So the best option would be to take the cash,
take the cash,
and forget about it.
And be done.
But there's been a collective now of people, and the bigger the crowd, the bigger the amount of people coming forward, that you just can't keep it shut down.
You can't. You can't keep it quiet.
Yeah. So, Wendy has Meghan's number. Well, we will get onto Meghan's links with P. Diddy very soon, guys, because I found some very interesting information. And so we'll get to that in a second, because I just really want to talk about how scandalous Diddy is and the type of man he is. And I always wanted to do a live on Diddy, but because he hadn't been formally charged, I knew we'd have some problems doing a live on Diddy, right? So we had to be really careful. I mean, what other news have you got over there, Lady Letitia, about Diddy?
Well, I heard that they were supposed to arrest him on that Monday, but they ended Tuesday, but they ended up arresting him a day early. And then I heard that he tried to go for bail twice. He offered up $50 million for his bail, but they told him no because they think he's a flight risk. But isn't he? I mean, he's in jail, and there's going to be more and more and more and more celebrities in Hollywood, people going to be affected by P. Diddy's arrest.
Oh boy, there is going to be a lot of people affected, and the list is unbelievable, Lady Letitia, to the point where I think the whole of Hollywood are going to be crumbling to their knees, because they are all embroiled together, and it's sickening. It is sickening. I've also found out that some rappers that I thought were straight were not straight at all. They were very much into Diddy and the freak off parties.
They were.
They shocked me, that the actual rappers that have been outed. Not that there's anything wrong with you like a man and a man, that's great, but I never thought that Diddy had so many gay rappers under his belt. And was he paying them off, or were they enjoying it? You don't really know the extent of
I know.
how much persuasion he had. What was the setup of these freak offs? Were they lured into a room? Were they drugged first, or were they all? It was all consensual. It's a difficult one to get your head
It is
around,
very difficult because
but
you don't know if they were drugged, if it was consensual, or if they were put under the situation where they feared him and did it because they feared the retaliation from P. Diddy.
exactly. Well, we all know now that in each room where the freak off happens, with multiple orgies or whatever they were doing in them rooms, he had secret video cameras. He had
Yes.
audio tapes there, so he could basically use that evidence when and as he needed it, and it was leverage for a favor or leverage for something that he
A
needed.
blackmail. Mm-hmm.
Blackmail, exactly. And who was he blackmailing? Well, it looks like it was everybody in the industry, from Obama, and
Yes.
yeah, we've got.
Well, one of the major big time pastors here in Texas, TD Jakes, he was listed in Cassie's deposition to the court, and that's not good for him. That is not good for him at all, because he's a mega millionaire, and he's very known here. And if he keeps coming up, I don't know what could happen to his church.
Oh, and there's a lot of money laundering that goes on through churches, isn't there, Lady
Well, he's
Letitia?
got a lot of money, so
Yes. And there are ties as well, funnily enough, with Kim Kardashian's, or sorry, her mum's,
Jenner. Yes.
Jenner, Kris Jenner's church. P. Diddy has links to that.
Mm-hmm. I
He's
heard
got
that.
money going through there as well. And it's a great way of laundering money, actually, or siphoning off tax.
It is.
And that has always inspired me to set up a church. I'm joking. But it's crazy. So
Yes.
Jay-Z has been a lifelong friend of Mr. Diddy, right?
Mhm.
Mr. Diddy. And I've
Sure, he's
always
been to a freak off.
Oh, they've been to
Allegedly.
plenty of freak offs. And not only have they been to plenty of freak offs, but there is another little rumor going around. And this is all allegedly, by the way, guys, obviously, that Jay-Z had a mistress who fell pregnant. Do we know about this? Do you know
No,
about
I didn't know she was pregnant, but I heard that there was a mistress.
Yes, so there's probably been more than one mistress. Let's not get it twisted, right? These guys are getting their ends away left, right, and center.
It's a hoe.
They're for the streets, these boys, 100%, right? So this particular lady fell pregnant with Jay-Z's children, and funnily enough, a day later, after she was going to go public with this announcement, the lady mysteriously died, guys. Mysteriously died. But there are a big rumor mill going around that there is something to do with Jay-Z and Diddy here, and I just starting to putting these pieces together, listening to Jaguar Wright's story about this. I'm starting to wonder how truthful she is. I've always sort of 80% thought, there's a lot of truth in what she's saying, but I'm starting to amp that up a bit now.
Yes.
I'm starting to question the integrity of these people, because I think if you're capable of doing a lot of what's been happening here, and he's been charged with quite a lot of different things, right?
Yes.
Sex trafficking by force, racketeering conspiracy, fraud, coercion, transportation to engage in prostitution, blackmail. I mean, the list is endless, really.
It's endless. And the only thing that's not on there is attempted murder, which remember Kim Porter? That was his ex.
Oh, what happened to Kim Porter, Lady Letitia?
Well,
she died mysteriously, didn't she?
Pneumonia.
But do you know what she was doing though, Lady Letitia?
Yes.
She was writing a memoir, a tell-all book. That book never came out, did
It
it?
never came out.
Funnily enough, a few of his other friends died and they were writing books too.
Yeah.
And do you know who they were? They were part of the previous music industry, music production that he was with. I think it was called
Oh,
Uptown Records.
okay.
They all had mysterious deaths. I think only one is alive now.
Wow. Wow.
All writing books, Lady Letitia.
Yeah. And Cassie was getting ready to write her book, and she didn't tell anybody she was writing a book. So that's probably why she's still alive. And then that's when she came out with that court case against him. Or did she? I thought she had a book too, but maybe not.
Listen, I think if anybody gets wind of anyone writing a book and a tell-all about someone that no one wants anyone to know about, you either get shut down by lawyers.
Yes.
And in Diddy's case, things just seem to happen around Diddy's friends.
They're happening.
Things just seem to happen. People start disappearing,
dying mysteriously,
cancelled. I don't know.
And what happened to Tupac and Biggie?
Tupac and Biggie, we can go right back to Tupac and Biggie. And funnily enough, he got the royalties for Biggie's music, didn't he, when he died? Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But this has been going on for such a long time now. Why has this not been pulled up from years and years back? Because we've all kind of had little ideas, little inclinations of what this guy's really about. I mean, he was so brazen with his behavior at some points in his life and yet nobody thought, you know what, this guy's doing too much. He's doing too much.
Too much. He was doing too much. And he thought like you said in the beginning, he thought he was untouchable. He thought that he was one of those people that couldn't be touched. He was above the law.
He did. He thought he was above the law because I think once you start getting away with something for such a long time, where is who's telling you no? No one. The power is behind your money, and your money's your driving force for your ego. And I think the sadistic behavior ramps up every time you do something a little bit more shocking, and a bit more shocking after that, and nobody's questioning it,
right?
And they're all an echo chamber within his team. They're all saying, "Oh, you know what, Diddy? It's fine. We'll do whatever you want. We'll all walk around with packs of drugs on us, and just serve them out,
hold them for you. And when you want them, we'll just pull them out."
Yes.
Because when they was about to arrest him or just stopped him from leaving the country, his drug mule is what they call him, was actually got arrested by the FBI, but they let P. Diddy go. Well, P. Diddy didn't have the drugs on him, but the person that was with Diddy had the drugs. And this was right before the raid or during the raid. And the neighbors was scared of him. One of the neighbors was saying that he was doing too much. He would have bus loads full of people getting off the bus, going to these freak offs. And he said that he would be playing basketball at night and his ball would go over there to Diddy's house. Yeah. And he said he wouldn't even go over there and get his basketball. He just said, forget it. He'd just buy a new one. That's how bad it was.
I really can't imagine the horrendous and evil acts that went
going on up in there.
Yeah, because I think it's so multifaceted, it's so layered, and I mean, I know, we know that he offered Cat Williams to tried to buy him, basically.
Yes.
Cat Williams just said, you gotta say no, Diddy. You've got to say no to Diddy.
You just have to say no.
You just have to say no. But he would try to buy people off. 50 Cent, I'll take you shopping. I'm gonna, take you shopping.
He sure did.
He was trying to buy their booties, basically.
Wow.
And it's since come out that allegedly Rick Ross was part of that.
Yes.
Allegedly Pop Smoke. Allegedly Meek Mill.
Yes.
And the list goes on. Have you got any more?
Wow. You know, you got him, girlfriend.
Boy, I've been following this and I've been waiting for this moment, Lady Letitia.
Yes, you are ready.
I'm
you know
ready.
more than I do.
But it just gets stickier and stickier because we do know that also not only of all the celebrities out there shaking in their boots, they're all waiting to basically be subpoenaed or basically be called as a witness.
But do
we
you
don't
think
know
he's in some type of trouble in a sense where they should put him on suicide watch or watch him? Because just like Epstein, you know, I don't believe he died of suicide. I don't. I believe that he got murdered. I really do.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Of course, because he knew too much, didn't he?
He knew too much. And just P. Diddy know too much. And then him sitting in jail, and then there you go. Oops, he committed suicide. No case, no trial.
Well, they are saying that he is on suicide watch because he hasn't got bail. He's begging to go home.
He is.
And now he's vulnerable. Oh, boo-hoo, Diddy. Boo-hoo. I want you to be vulnerable because you're an absolute you know what you are.
Disgusting.
The guy is the biggest predator that I've ever come across.
Like in your own backyard, like right there. Like he's right there doing it in front of your faces.
The problem is as well, Lady Letitia, he's collaborated with a lot of Democrats and a lot of politicians as well, numbers of occasions. So he's got his hands in the pockets of quite a few people. Yes, Obama. And he's also, as we know, partied with Prince William and Harry.
What about that? You know, that wasn't no regular party. He doesn't know how to have regular parties.
This is the thing. You are when you lie with dogs, what do you get, Lady Letitia? You get fleas. That's the saying over here. I think that's right. Anyway. Could be wrong. But you are the company that you keep. I personally believe this. You don't necessarily know everything that's going on, but if you attend a hell of a lot of these parties, you have got a bit of an idea what's going down, surely. Especially if you've been friends with the Diddler for quite some time.
Exactly.
Jay-Z has been friends with the Diddler from the beginning.
A long time. And you can't tell me he doesn't know anything about what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on. If you're in his orbit, you know. It's not a secret. He wanted you to be a part of the freak off.
He'd be encouraging you to be part of the freak off. Everyone is welcome at the freak off. I don't think Diddy has a type. I think Kenny holds a goal for Diddy, to be fair. I know it's a terrible thing to say, but it doesn't seem to have any kind of no standards whatsoever. I think with him, if he can pay you to do something with him, he gets off on it because it's power. He likes the power of being able to make you do something. Yes. Doesn't necessarily have
you with money, with influence, with my name and everything. Like he was arrogant, very arrogant.
Yes, he was very, very arrogant, and I think that when it gets to the point where sex becomes boring because you can have sex with anyone in the world, then he wants to start up the game and start paying off people that he would try to basically pay them for trade off their dignity. So, for example, he was offering Cat Williams like millions to sleep with him, knowing full well that Cat Williams wouldn't do it, but if the price was right, he might. And that was where the power laid. Yeah,
exactly.
So Diddy basically had everybody in his pockets.
He did.
Apparently, he manipulated the British royals and other key figures. And he's described as a clever manipulator who utilizes all of his wealth, rank, and notoriety to get close to the world's most influential individuals. But so by aligning himself with the royalty and the government, it enables him to become almost untouchable and hide in plain sight, which is something we recognize, like you said, with Epstein and Weinstein. You know, how many more are out there? How many more men are like this out there in Hollywood?
So, Victoria, how
Yeah.
long has this been going on? Because you said it in the beginning. How long has he been doing this? Because you remember he was with J Lo. Now, I wonder, was J Lo even in it? You know what I'm saying? Or was it before? Was it after J Lo? Or was it, a part of that?
So the story is with J Lo. They were seeing each other. She was upstairs one evening, and he was downstairs getting fellatio off another lady. The bodyguard saw it. He was cheating on her from pretty much the get-go. But then what happened is they had that altercation with the gun, didn't they?
Right.
Allegedly, it was somebody else that shot the other guy. But we all know that J-Lo was there, and there was a rumor going around that she took
The
the
gun.
gun in her bag. Yes. See, I think she left him
Right on
with,
time.
yeah, but I think when they actually stopped seeing each other, there was like an agreement that they wouldn't snitch on each other.
Okay.
I think that's where it came down to. She had a lot of information on him, but he also had information on her because her good girl image would have gone down the pan.
Yes.
She really changed up the type of guy that she got with after that,
Yes,
right?
she did.
It
Ben
didn't.
Affleck.
There was no more gangster rappers rolling around in her bed sheets.
No.
So it shows that there is a lot more to this. And a lot of people know a lot more than they say, because they're not going to
Wow.
expose themselves, are they? Now, there's even pictures of Diddy in the bed with Aaliyah when she was younger,
Wow.
and we all know Aaliyah was getting abused by R. Kelly.
Exactly.
R. Kelly and Diddy are friends. Did he also do the same thing to Aaliyah? I mean, how far back does it go,
Wow.
Lady Letitia? And you're right, it goes back really far, to the point when I was a wee nipper and I had no idea. And I was just looking at the screen going, I'll be missing you. I
Yeah,
having
yeah,
no
singing the
clue.
song.
And now I can't play R. Kelly anymore.
No,
And I can't play Diddy
at
anymore.
all.
So are we just gonna? It's just gonna be radio silence in this house.
Yes, no more,
So
no more.
no more music.
All the rappers gonna be taken off stage. Get off the stage. No more music.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
you are full of information, Victoria. Girl, go girl.
Boy, I've been watching, and I've got some other stuff. We're going to do it on another live because this is going to unfold nicely. As soon as this goes on, I've got the receipts and
So,
I'm loving it.
are they going to? So this trial, we won't actually see it, but we'll hear about all the details. Correct?
We're going to hear some details. I don't know how. So there's going to be witnesses called, and this is where it gets a bit messy because people don't want to be embroiled in it. Now, what we do know is 50 Cent isn't involved. He's outrightly never condoned his behavior. You've got people like Dr. Dre, Eminem. Then they've never really spun that circuit. They've stayed well
Right.
away. Exhibit, Ice Cube, I think they're all on the other side. They don't go to Diddy parties. And then you've got all the other tag-alongs. You've got people like Kardashians. You've got a lot of basketball players that are friends with Diddy. Usher's still friends with Diddy.
Yeah.
And it surprises me that after being allegedly abused by Diddy, that they even want to still associate themselves with such a
Right.
person.
I really saw how Justin Bieber looked like I think there was this interview with him and Justin Bieber, and he was asking Justin Bieber why hadn't he come around to hang out with him, and he was like, you could tell he was like in a shell, like, well, I don't have your number, and it was like really weird, but you could tell something had went down.
And you don't notice it until afterwards. I think,
Yes.
he looked awkward, and I saw that video too, and he felt kind of like he was being called out for not contacting him. But then P Diddy was being quite forceful as to try and get a reason out of him as to why he's not.
Yes.
But why do you care, Diddy? He's 13.
Yeah, he's young. He was very young. And he was like, why you don't hang out with me? Like they were on the same age or same wavelength, like they hang out with the same people. And he was just so uncomfortable. He was very uncomfortable. And like, I don't want to hang out with you. You do weird things.
And this might explain why Justin had his real bad stage of kind of hitting out and having his rebellious moments, and was quite an angry young boy for a while. And it can explain as to why he behaved like that, because he's lashing out. And he has spoke up on many occasions and said, nobody in the industry protected me. He was just literally left to be taken advantage of, pushed from pillar to post. He didn't have anyone to take him under his wing and protect
a real mentor.
No, he didn't have a real mentor.
He is not a mentor. He's scum. He's really done. He's scum. And for him to even want to do that to Usher and Justin Bieber is pathetic. It's sad on his part. But like you said, the power, the control, the taking over their minds by using drugs and stuff. I mean, he had a whole orchestra of things going on.
Oh yeah. And this is where I remember his 50th birthday bash, and he had a lot of people there.
There was so many people you couldn't even get in. I just remember it just being a whole bunch of people at this place.
Well, he had Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow.
And Beyonce was there. I remember also, I think Cardi B and her husband was there. I mean, it was a star-studded event. Now, I know that a lot of them leave early. They don't stay and they don't participate in all the shenanigans that happens afterwards. And it's not about them all having orgies. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care that they're all doing that. That doesn't bother me.
Right.
But what does bother me is people being forced into it. And being drugged and not remembering what happened to them because they were blackout for over an hour. Wake up and then they don't know what.
Then they're freaking violated because he put something in their drink, or or said, "Here, take this; it'll make you feel good," or something stupid like that. Because he kept the drugs going, and it kept Cassie drugged up, according to her court case. He was, she was sleeping with men, and he would watch. I mean, he's done some real raunchy stuff. Like you said, he got bored.
He got bored
in the bedroom.
Yeah. And what I think he's done is he's continued to ramp up the excessiveness of his vile and vicious sex acts. And once I don't think he sees people as people. I think he actually just sees them as things he can use as and when he wants to.
Right.
And nobody says no to Diddy, basically. And if you're somebody that's just come off the street and come back to join him at a party and you say no, he's not going to have that. He's going to go, no. I brought you back here for what I wanted to do. And that's his mindset. And he just got away with it for such a long time, and nobody ever questioned him or challenged him on his behavior. But there is a little bit more to this, Lady Letitia. So there, and I found something. I had to dig very, very deep. I dug so deep. It took me a while to find, but I thought, boy, if there are so many celebrities embroiled in this case, yeah, and if they are called to be questioned, because there's going to be a lot of videos that are going to be unsavory for the majority of these celebrities. They're not going to want these videos out in the public domain because it would be horrendous and disastrous for their career. Yeah, and I
Yes.
think there are. I think they've even talking about Beyonce being in some of these videos. So
Wow.
it's Rihanna. It's next level stuff because it's it's a just one big orgy as
Yeah.
far as I can see. As far down as it goes, there will be people on there that you wouldn't even expect.
Expect.
Now, we do have the whole Harry entwined with Diddy, which is in and out of the royals' life. Sophia from Sweden is another
Oh,
princess from Sweden. She's also partied with Diddy.
wow.
But I've also found somewhere that Meghan has partied with Diddy.
Really?
Yes.
Bring it up,
Now,
Victoria.
well, I can't reveal the source, but whether or not she was involved in the freak off is yet to be known. But this happened in Miami. They come across paths in Miami. Now we all know about Meghan's yachting days,
Yes.
so it doesn't really shock me.
No, it doesn't shock me either.
I mean, guys, do you think that she might have had any involvement in the chat?
Yes. Do you?
Because I had to, I the funny thing
Going to the
is,
freak off party.
where I found this, there was a link to the photos and to the evidence of it, and it's disappeared.
Oh,
It's
wow.
disappeared. Yeah. So people have got good teams around them to get rid of
Oh,
evidence.
wow. Obviously. Well, look what
But
P. Diddy did. He paid off the hotel.
it doesn't strike me as something that could be a complete fallacy, because there are so many people that Diddy has come in contact with. And what if she was in his life? Did they just party and say goodbye? Or was there more to it? Because if there is evidence, and this is what intrigues me slightly, is that Harry is wrapped up in the legal case anyway. His name has been mentioned
His
when it
name has
first.
been mentioned.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
He
I'll
is
bring it.
in there. He is his brother's name ain't in there.
No, it's just Harry, and his name and his name has been mentioned. So it strikes me odd that he's been brought up in the lawsuit when this party happened a long time ago. It's not a recent affair. People are saying Meghan wasn't high up on the celebrity ladder, but a lot of people weren't really that high up. If you think about it, he didn't just have people in his house that were celebrities. He was running
Yeah,
an illegal prostitution.
exactly. He had regular commoners coming in there. And
Mm.
like the neighbor said, they would come in by the busloads.
And the Yorks have pictures with Diddy too. So yes, a lot of royalty were around Diddy. But yeah, he didn't just party with the most famous people. He partied with anyone. And if
Anyone.
she was someone that it was floating around Hollywood and he happened to bump into her,
Who knows?
but the picture's gone.
The picture
The
is
picture's
gone.
gone. The picture has
Oh,
gone.
dang. It'll resurface. She in some trouble anyway.
Mm, Well, what trouble is she in now?
Well, you know, she's in trouble for that Hollywood report that came
Mm,
out about Dictator and Heels. and Duchess Difficult, and having grown men in tears. Like like that publication really told the story, and it brought back up the Valentine's book about the courtiers being bullied by Meghan. Meghan is now deemed as a bully, a real, it's not allegedly anymore. Access Hollywood has come out and made a spread about her and how difficult she is to work with and how she can't keep staff. But it's not just being difficult. She belittles people too and talks down on them. So Meghan is she's trying to bury it. She's trying to, and I heard that she wants to sue the Hollywood Reporter. They said bring it on because they have proof. They interviewed 12 staff members that she used to work with, and they all spilled the beans. But they got the NDA, so they're not coming out saying who they were. But it's just like the Palace report when she was over there bullying the aides and stuff. And they were trying to say they don't believe everything that she was saying in the Oprah interview, the docuseries, because of the bullying accusations.
Well, we kind of had this feeling from before, didn't we, that there was this bullying going on within her vicinity anyway, and her high staff turnover kind of indicates that something isn't quite right within that establishment in itself. But they all sign very tight NDAs, right? So when is it? And I really need to find this out. That when they can start unraveling these NDAs, if there is enough people that come forward.
I think that you are able to do that when your employer does something illegal. And it sounds like bullying is illegal. And for them people, those 12 people or whoever works with her, excuse me, they can sue her. They can go after her as being a bad boss, being a bully, being, discriminating and stuff like that. Like she could get sued. Just because you're assigned an NDA doesn't mean that you can't go after your bosses for being mistreating you and treating you like crap.
And that's what Erin Lee said. But if there is illegal activity happening, does that mean there's an NDA? NDAs are null and void. And actually, I think you might be right. I think if there's criminal acts going on towards the person assigned the NDA, then it quite possibly could be overturned. I'm not a lawyer, so it's quite hard to give you a precise answer to that. But I have a feeling there are clauses and loopholes to it. And I do think with a nominality, is that how you say it? I'm trying to get that word out. I find some words really hard to say, Lazy Letitia. It's like I've just come down off of Mars or something. If you if there's a collective as well, then I think there is a case that can be brought forward.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
But another thing, Lady Letitia, when all this came out about Diddy, where was so Meghan Markle was meant to be with Harry, right, at this event, but she was sick.
Oh.
So it's all kind of very coincidental. I'm finding that lots of things seem to be happening at the same time, and it's starting to fit together slowly. So I'm starting to wonder, why is she gone on the missing list for a little while now? There's a lot going on at the moment, and there's a few stars that have gone on the missing list. So Harry spoke to the crowd at Santa Barbara, and who was raising money for the first responders across the country. And he presented an award on stage to local helicopter pilot Lorraine Courtney. And at the start of the evening, he arrived at 7 p.m. But he was there, and he was meant to be with Meghan. Now, apparently, she was sick. So they were saying we were all hoping Meghan would attend like she did last year, but the word is that she's sick and could not make it. And Harry is expected to travel to New York over the weekend to attend a series of events, including the Diana Awards. But she's not going to that either. So she's not going to any of these.
Strange because she wants to be in the limelight. So for her not to be front and center during these major events, that is something.
Well, she's missing out on a week's worth of wonderfully
publicity.
PR. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that if you've got a bit of a sniffle, you're going to be there, aren't you? If that's what's important to you.
Well, she wanted us to know that she went to Tyler Perry's birthday party by calling Backridge, whatever, and doing a paparazzi moment in the car where she was smiling and acting like she was having a good time. This was just a couple of days ago. Now all of a sudden she's sick.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I mean, she could be sick, but these events are very important. So you really are. You are, especially the Diana event. So she's meant to be going to the Diana Awards and the event held
with her and Harry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you think it's a fallout?
It could be a fallout, but the timing is a bit off for me. So because this is where I find celebrities are falling short, because they're not coming forward about what's happening with the Diddy case. Now, a lot of people are not speaking, but silence speaks volumes in my opinion. If
they are not saying anything.
No, if you were associated with him and you weren't involved in anything, your best bet is to come out and say, I do not condone this behavior. I'm shocked and appalled by it.
Yes.
But who has done that?
It's silence.
It's radio silence, and the only ones that have done it, they know in their heart of heart that they've done nothing wrong because they don't associate with him. So you've got 50 Cent, who does not associate himself with him at all. You've got people like Cat Williams, who've already quite openly said, I've never gone near that side of Hollywood. I've left that side of Hollywood alone.
Yes.
And when they don't get involved in that side of Hollywood, then they actually get doors shut in their faces.
They do.
Because they're not participating in what they're expected to do. I think there's this unwritten rule that if you come into Hollywood, you accept the way that they behave, you accept the culture within Hollywood.
Right. Like everything is accepted. Like if he is having a freak off, so what?
And also whatever else he's up to, so what? Because the culture within the industry is completely different to that of our culture. It's not the same. What they do, and there's been many videos on this where the paedophilia is rife within the industry, and it is accepted because money is the first and most important thing to these people. It's money and fame, and that is where all the moral compass goes out the window. Once you get to a certain level, you are literally living a different life, I believe, unless you can stay grounded. And there are some celebrities that do stay grounded.
It's very difficult, because I heard one celebrity say, I work in Hollywood, but I don't live in Hollywood. I'm not around that. And I think it was, I forgot his name anyway, but very, very known actor, but was just trying to make it very clear that he doesn't mess around with Hollywood, because Hollywood is too much for him. So he lives outside of Hollywood, but when it comes time to work, he's back over there. So why do you think, because you mentioned this, why do you think there's silence? No one's coming out saying, I'm appalled. Like, this is
because they're all involved.
None of them are saying anything. They are just quiet, like a mouse, nothing.
Because I think the hell of a lot of them are involved. You've got years and years worth of evidence there, because them freak-offs have been happening for a long time. The videos have been there as leverage, as blackmail. And
why did he videotape that?
So he had the power. He's a power hungry maniac.
Wow.
and he's got what he wanted. He had everybody in his pocket for years and years and years, because no one's going to say a word, because he has some damning evidence on a hell of a lot of people. And when you've got these freak offs where people were there and they regret the freak off and they think, oh, I shouldn't have done that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But Diddy's still got your tape.
He's still got your tape.
He's still got your tape. So when are you going to come forward? You can't, because if you go up against him, even while he's behind bars, trust me, he's probably got some other way of getting to you at the moment. I think it's only until he is secure enough behind there that maybe you might get the floodgates opening a little bit more so than what they are now. But they've all been associated with him, so it's very difficult to start saying, oh, I didn't know, when there is pretty much enough evidence backing that most of them did, because they were around at his parties a lot, weren't they? You know,
and I heard that they didn't want him to be free because they didn't want him influencing witnesses.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing. And he was influencing people anyway. So this is what he does best. He knows how to influence people. He knows how to keep people quiet, and he knows how to buy people off. And that's his speciality. I mean, he's not the most gifted person in the world.
Right.
He has an eye for music. He's ruthless. And that is why he got to the place he got to, because he would cut you down to get where he wanted to get to. And he got there at the right time. He was in the right place at the right time when all of this went down. And he grew and grew to a point where he's, they called him Puff Daddy for a reason. Because the reason why because when he got angry, he would get angry very quickly, and he would puff out his chest. And so because he was aggressive in nature, that's actually where he got his nickname Puff Daddy from.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Boy, it's crazy because this guy was aggressive and full throttle from the beginning. In Uptown Records, he was sacked because of his behavior. Wow. and then he went off to set up his own record label, and that's when he took Biggie with him, and then obviously after that things started going downhill. But Uptown Records suddenly started later on in life. The four main owners of Uptown Records started to die off.
Oh, yeah, she was saying that earlier.
Yeah. And they were all writing their own memoirs, and it was a tell-all book about the life within the industry. And I think Diddy was the pinnacle of that. So there is more to this. We're going to do another live on this, Lady Letitia.
Okay.
I have got a hell of a lot more information coming your way, but I just need to get it all in order before I do. And I want to wait for a bit more information to come out before I start spouting what I know. Because I know it's going to come out, but I've been waiting for this moment really to start
make
it
sure
off.
You bring it out first, Victoria.
And I want you guys to also know that this is all allegedly. I'm just putting it out there. There is no real hard evidence, but we can all read between the lines. We can all get an idea of what really is happening at the moment. And there is a lot more to come out as of next week. Also, if you get a chance, everybody, there's an Appalachian video out. So I interviewed this beautiful lady called Cassie, and she's talked to me about her childhood. She was SA'd as a child, and she was poisoned by her wife for 10 years. And it's a fascinating podcast. It's one of my videos I put up yesterday.
I heard about it.
Yeah. So she's an Appalachian, which is obviously like the mountain range in America. She lived in the mountains.
Okay.
And her family were very religious. And it's her struggle really, and what she's been through. And it's such an interesting story. So if you guys want to check it out, please do, because it's fascinating. And there's a part 2 to it too. Woo.
I was doing a live yesterday, and they were telling me Victoria Boyce has this video out. You got to go check it out. It's really good.
Oh, is it? What live were you on?
Yes.
What live were you on?
Oh, was it yesterday? Yeah, I just popped on. That's it. Just pop on and just I don't have nothing to say, and I just get it from the audience. I usually just talk to them on
Oh,
this
I see,
site.
I see, I see, I see, I see. Well, anything you want to add to this, Lady Letitia, about
No,
the Diddy
this was
stuff?
good. You had
Yeah,
a lot of info.
I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for it, honestly, because you know what worries me is saying stuff before he's
It
charged,
happens.
and I just didn't want to do it until then, because I've been keeping records of things for a while. And anyone like this, I'm really passionate about, because I don't like predators. I don't
Right.
obviously I can't stand men that abuse their power and
Yeah.
hurt other women and hurt other men as well, young boys. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. And I think if we get a chance now to speak about it and take him down bit by bit, then I'm down for it, Lady
Yes.
Letitia. You
Yes.
know, and I think most people agree.
I do
You
too.
know,
Everybody is on board because
yeah,
of, what he's done, I mean, he's been doing it for years, and just,
mm,
really, really taking these women and men through the ringer. And no, he sleeps at night like it ain't nothing. Now he's feeling it. He's feeling it now. Do you think they will let him out on bond?
no. I don't think they'll let him out. I think they've got enough evidence. I think they've been waiting for this moment, because when they raided his house, it's
Yeah,
been months since that raid.
months.
And I think they were just getting enough evidence and getting it together, collating it together, and going, right, you know what, we've got enough now to charge this bastard and take him down. And I hope they put him away and throw the key,
Yeah,
because he does not deserve freedom after what he's done to
he will
these
keep
people.
going. If they hadn't did what they did and doing what they're doing,
Yeah,
what would stop him from stop doing it? Nothing.
no,
He would still be
yeah.
doing it, or worse.
He was on a power trip to the get-go, and he was never going to be stopped until this
No,
happened. It
that's
had
right.
to be officials getting involved, and he had to be arrested, because there was no end to this,
Mm-mm.
you know. And I have some other information that he had tunnels underneath his home, but we're going to go into that on the next one, Lazy Letitia. Do you want to join me on Wednesday, and we can
Yes.
go over this again? And I've got a bit more info to go through and see what you think. I'll send
Oh,
some to you
yes.
as well.
Let's do it, girlfriend, because they're going to come out with some more information by then.
I have some more myself, but I'm hoping it will come out before little bits of it will come out, and
Ooh.
then it's I don't feel so worried about speaking about it.
Oh, say it, Victoria. Say it.
But Wednesday, should we do a live 8 p.m.?
Yes, that's
Perfect.
perfect. Is that?
Okay. I don't know what time that is. We'll have to work
I'll
that one
figure it
out.
out.
Texas time. Texas time.
Oh, that's
No
perfect.
idea.
It's 2 o'clock. It's perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Please like and subscribe, everyone. Sorry, I got really passionate about that.
It was good. You did good.
But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you joining us. And yeah, please check out that video if you get a chance. Thank you to my mods. You're amazing. Thanks for all your comments in the side chat. Peace and love, everybody. Good night and God bless. Thank you for joining us, Lady Letitia. Take
You're
care.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Lots of love. Bye, bye, bye.